Hey there, my name is Amber, and I'm so thrilled that you've made your way to my yoga videos. So, most of these videos I do on Facebook Live first before I post them here on YouTube. So, if you'd like to do them with me live, follow me at Kaleidoscope Yoga on Facebook and on Instagram for dates and times. But in the meantime, grab yourself a mat, some blocks, a blanket, maybe even a bolster, whatever it's going to take to make your practice accessible and comfortable for you, and I'll meet you on the mat. Thanks for being here. Hey there. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, we only probably have a few more amazing days like today. It's not even 70 degrees outside, but it is so beautiful here in Western North Carolina. So, I thought I'd pop into my backyard and do a little video for you. Just fair warning, I do have dogs in the neighborhood, so you're probably going to hear some barking from time to time. Pretty common for neighborhoods though, so hopefully not that distracting. So I would love for you to find a seat, whatever that means to you, cross-legged. Legs don't have to be crossed though. This is called a Sukhasana or easy pose. I'm sitting up on a block. It helps me elongate a little bit more through my spine, and I can also relax a little bit more through my hips here as well. Because sometimes you find when you sit cross-legged that the legs might be up a little bit higher, and this just kind of helps my legs relax down some. So you can try it on a block or you can try it on a blanket and see if just finding a little bit of height underneath your bottom helps out just a little bit. And you want to kind of snuggle up to the edge of the block or the edge of the blanket too, so we're not sitting directly right smack in the middle. So once you find that seat, I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes as you lengthen up through the spine, almost as if someone is pulling through the crown of the head, relaxing the shoulders down. Now, if closing your eyes doesn't feel very good or very safe for you, just go ahead and look to the ground. And then I invite you into your space. Wherever it is, your office, your home, maybe you get to be outside as well. Wherever you are, just realize that you have taken the time for yourself to come out here and really honor yourself for that. That's pretty awesome. In today's society, it's very hard to, unless we really make an effort to find time for ourselves. So I commend you for that. Thank you so much for being here and honoring yourself in your practice and your journey. Whoa! Oh, little dragonfly. All right, so finding that length through the spine, and let's just take a couple of breaths here. Just breathing in nice and deep. Opening the mouth, letting a sigh come out. You can make a noise if you'd like. Breathing in. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in nice and deeply. So this time as we breathe in, let's bring those shoulders to the ears. Relax them down. Let's do that again. Shoulders to the ears, not the ears to the shoulders. Breathe it in. Exhale, release. Let's try it one more time. Breathe it in and release. So good. So just find that state of relaxation here for a few moments. Palms can be turned up on the thighs if you'd like. Finding a little dead weight in the arms so they're nice and heavy. And just find your breath. And I'd love for you to notice how your breath kind of resonates with you right now. Does it feel a little shallow? Are you able to take deeper breaths like the breathing exercise that we just did? Was it easy for you? I'm just kind of taking stock on how the body feels right now. You might even notice other places in the body that feel really good, or some that might be talking to you. If you're not used to sitting with a straight back, your back might be saying, hey, what are you doing? But I promise it will go away. We're just waking up these muscles that you may or may not use very often. Just a few more breaths here. And I invite you while we sit and wait just to invite an intention in. And an intention is just simply something that you can work towards or look forward to. Maybe keeping grounding in your exercise today, maybe noticing the breath from time to time, or it could be anything else. You can even dedicate your practice to someone that you think might need a little extra love and care today. Or maybe dedicate your practice to the world. Lord knows we need a little extra love and tenderness right now. Doesn't hurt to sprinkle on a little bit of our own. So if your eyes are closed, go ahead and gently just start to open them again, letting the colors and the shapes around you come back into your focal point. We're going to take our right hand down to the ground, left hand down to the ground, and we're going to breathe in, left hand to the sky. You're going to reach up nice and tall. See if you can find more space in between your ribs and your hips here. Maybe hugging in the belly just a little bit, making that connection here. And breathe for just a moment. And then take a nice deep inhale when you're ready. And then on the exhale, we're going to reach to the right. Oh yeah, we have roosters in the neighborhood too. Go ahead and stretch the fingers out. And we want to make sure that our left hip is reaching down towards the ground. Good. So from here, let's take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring left finger down to the ground here. So we're just going to kind of rotate the chest through the center. And you can bring your right hand in just a little bit more for some extra balance if you need to. And so you might feel a little bit more in your left hip. You might feel it in your low back. And we're going to find a little bit of movement here to work through the spine. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale, and we're going to open up through the chest, bringing the left hand to the sky. Big breath in. And exhale, bring that hand back down. Inhale again. Oh yeah. And exhale, release down. One more time, big breath in, opening up, finding a little bit of movement through the spine, and then exhale, bring it back down. Let's walk those hands out in front of us here. And if you're sitting up on a block, you might find that you want to move the block. It's up to you. And we're going to do a couple of little cat-cows here. So we want to be strong through our arms. Let the inner part of the wrist kind of sink down to the ground so we get a little bit better contact with the thumb. And we're just going to take a nice deep inhale, rotate that chest forward. Now it might be just a small movement, and that's okay. Big breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to round. Chin towards chest. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, big inhale here. And exhale. Go ahead and walk those hands back. So let's go ahead and switch our feet if your legs are crossed. So bring that back foot forward. And then we're going to come back into nice tall straight back, hands to the side, left hand down. Let's take an inhale, right hand's going to come to the sky this time. And you're going to reach up long. Again, we're finding space between the hip and the rib cage. We can relax that shoulder down. When you're ready to take a big inhale, take another one, and then exhale, reach to the left. You can give those fingers a little wiggle. And then let's find that breath and the open heart. So big breath in, open up. And exhale. We're going to bring the right hand down to the ground. I forgot that part. Bring a big breath in, open up. And exhale, float it back down. One more time, big breath in. And exhale, float it down. And we're gonna pause here for just a moment. So bring that left hand out, right hand out for stability, hugging in at the belly. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, just walk your hands back to center. And we're gonna find those cat-cows here again. So fingertips spread out nice and wide, lengthen through the back, let those hips sink down, and your gaze is towards the ground. Take an inhale, gaze can come up, chest moves forward, you find a little arc in the back, and then exhale, chin to chest. 2 more times, breathe it in. And exhale, release. And then breathe it in. And exhale. Walk the hands back, finding a nice straight spine here. Very good. Let's breathe our fingertips to the sky. And we're going to exhale, take a little twist. So right hand behind you, left hand's going to come to your right knee or somewhere around there. Keep that length in the spine, and then you're going to look over your right shoulder. Finding a few deep breaths here. And then a small engagement in the belly. As you inhale, you're going to bring the hands above the head. And you're going to exhale to your left. Right hand to right knee or left knee this time. Left hand behind you, lengthening through the spine. Breathe it in. And exhaling, moving into the twist just a little bit more. Good. On your next inhale, big breath in, fingertips to the sky. And rotate those wrists, float them all the way down. Good. So just to wake up the shoulders just a little bit more, we're going to do just some big circles. So on an inhale, just go ahead and right hand's going to float over left. Draw the hands up, big inhale, exhale, float them down. Inhale, rotate up. Exhale, float it down. Take up as much space as you need or want to. Inhale, bring it up. And then we're going to go ahead and switch directions. So draw it up on the in-breath. And let that left hand cross over this time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale, bring those hands down. And we're going to go ahead and come into tabletop position. So go ahead and make your way onto hands and knees. Ooh, my mat's really hot. That's awesome. It's been so chilly. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Very good. Just finding your tabletop here. And I invite you for a few moments, let's just find some organic movement here. Side to side. Maybe you'd like to do some circles through the chest. You know, whatever the body is like. Man, this sounds really good. Good. So let's widen those fingers, the grip. Again, we let the inside of the wrist kind of dip down just a little bit to connect more to that thumb. We're going to turn our toes under. We're going to make our way into our downward facing dog. Taking your time to get there. Feeling all the nuances in this little stretch and everything in between should feel so good. You can walk your dog once you get there, just dropping the heels to the ground. Or if you want to find stillness, that's okay too. So hugging the belly into the spine to help lift those hips. External rotation in the shoulders, pressing into the palms of the hands, and your neck should feel relaxed. As a matter of fact, go ahead and take a moment if it feels good and just move the neck around. Yeah. So let's anchor down that left foot. Let's take a nice deep inhale, right foot to the sky. And we're going to exhale, draw that right foot forward. We're going to find our high lunge here, or low lunge. So we're going to place the left hand on the ground. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, rotate right hand to the sky, finding your revolve twist. And we're going to find some connection here. So pressing through that back heel and then pressing into your front foot and then hugging your thighs towards one another, towards your groin. And breathe. So we want this pose to be nice and active. Big breath in. As you exhale, right hand's going to come to the inside of the right foot. We're going to drop the arch of the foot down to the ground. So let that heel rest so we have the foot's parallel in the back. And we're going to take an inhale. Left hand's going to come to the sky. Relaxing the shoulder down. Good. Engage in the belly. We're going to press into our feet. And we're going to find some action in the legs. And we're going to come all the way up into Warrior Two. Beautiful. Arms are straight out from the shoulders. Let those fingers point in front and in back of you. Shoulders relaxed. We're hugging in through that low belly just a little bit. And our legs are nice and strong here too. One more breath here. Let's find our peaceful warrior. Right hand to the sky. Big breath in. Keep that front knee bent as we find this stretch here. And then exhale. Side angle bend. Forearm on top of the thigh. Left hand reaches up. Inhale. Draw the right hand to the sky again. This time we're going to exhale. If it feels good, bring right hand down to the ground. Let's bring it up one more time. Straighten out that front leg. Peaceful warrior, and we're going to bring that right into our Trikonasana, our triangle pose. And if you have a block, this is always a nice place to use it. So in triangle pose, we want to make sure that we're not leaning forward like so. And I know a lot of people want to reach to the ground, but that's not what we necessarily want here in triangle. If you have that kind of rotation in your hips, then that might be feasible for you. But what we really want is this awesome opening through the chest. So you can even bring your left hand underneath your chest and kind of rotate yourself up. Keeping that connection in the belly, making sure that your knee feels comfortable. You can bend it a little bit if you'd like. If it doesn't, pressing into all points of the sole of the foot. Big breath in. You can gaze up at the fingertips if you'd like, or gaze down. Good. One more inhale, and as you exhale, we are going to bend through that front knee, and we're going to rainbow the hand or windmill the hand all the way down to the ground. Back heel is going to turn up. So we find ourselves again in our low lunge, and we're going to take a nice deep inhale and bring ourselves into high lunge. So find a space that's comfy. Now, if you find yourself weeble wobbling, assuming you're on solid ground, not on lumpy grass like I am, you want to make sure that you have a little bit of space between your back foot and your front foot from left to right. Railroad tracks rather than a balance beam. Balance beam is going to be a lot harder to balance on, obviously. And we want to make sure that our knee is pointed towards maybe our two first and second and third toes there. All right, so we're going to bring our arms into goalpost arms or goddess arms here, and we're going to do a little flow. Take a nice deep inhale, elbows are going to come back, open up that heart space, looking up, big breath in, whoo. And we're going to exhale, bring those forearms and elbows towards one another and round through the spine. Inhale, fingertips are going to float all the way up. And as you exhale, fingertips are going to float back, and you're going to press through your back toes and stretch through the back leg and all the way through the crown of the head. So almost as if we're going to do a humble warrior variation here. All right, from here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale, scoop the hands up, let the heel sink back again, and then exhale into your goddess arms. We're going to do that 2 more times. Open up on the inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, float those hands towards the heel and lean forward. Press through those toes, finding length. Inhale, scoop up the energy. Drop that back heel down. Come back to your high lunge. Exhale, goddess arms. Last time. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, float the fingertips back. Stretch through that back leg. Lean forward. Inhale, scoop it up. Come back into your high lunge. And this time we're going to exhale, floating the hands all the way down to the ground. Take a step forward. Bring both feet together as we find a forward fold. Give that right leg a little bit of time to relax. You can stretch through your hips, just finding a little bit of movement here. Should feel good. And then we're going to roll it up. Good. All the way up. Big breath in, fingertips to the sky. Float those hands down by your side, and we're going to come into our tree pose on the right side. So find a space where you feel steady. Lengthen all the way up from the heel to the crown of the head. Let your shoulders relax. We're going to hug in the belly. We're going to let our tailbone relax. And we're going to start with the left leg. So drawing the left foot up, and I'm just going to show you these real quickly. You can draw the heel to the calf, toes to the ground. Sole of the foot can wrap around. Give your calf a little hug. Please avoid anywhere around the knee. Or you can draw it all the way up. All of these are optional, so find your space that feels good. Opening up through the arms. Hands can be at the hips. They can be anywhere that feels good to you in your body. And if you're weeble wobbling, that's totally fine. Remember that our balance is off. Or not off, but it can be different every day, every single time we try it. It doesn't matter what we do. It's never going to be perfect every single time. And what's perfect anyway? We want to have fun. And if you want, you can draw the hands up to the sky if you haven't already, just for a few more breaths. See if you can anchor into that heel and find a little bit more length all the way up the posterior chain, up the spine to the crown of the head. So on our next inhale, we're going to float down, and you're going to cross your left leg over your right. Here we go. Good. Hands to the hips. Let's take a nice deep inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then start to move forward on the exhale. We're going to move the hips back, so the sits bones are going to kind of spread behind us. And we're going to lengthen through the spine, and we're going to come to about halfway. So we're kind of floating here between the ground and our standing position. And hopefully you're already feeling a little stretch through that right leg. And then if you'd like, you can come all the way down. If you have a block in, this might be a nice little place to use it. Bring that ground up just a little bit closer to you. There's never, ever, ever any shame in using props at all, ever. I've been practicing for a long, long time, and there are just some shapes that I prefer to use my blocks in. Especially if I'm having a super tight day. All right, let's take 3 more breaths here. And we're going to find our breath in the back of the ribs. Relax the head. On your next inhale, bend into the knees. Let your weight fall into your heels. Relax the arms and roll yourself up, connecting to the thighs and the glutes. Connecting to the belly to protect the low back. Let's draw the hands above the head. And release. So good. Let's go ahead and come on back to the front. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. Oh my God, that sun feels so good. Exhale, release. Big breath in, find your flat back. Exhale, release. We're going to walk our right leg back, and we're going to walk our left leg back, and we're going to come into our downward facing dog. And notice if the legs, especially the right one, might feel a little bit looser. You feel any change, maybe your heels can go down just a little bit deeper. Maybe you find that you can draw your chest towards your knees just a little bit more. Now, we don't want to ever collapse into the shoulders here, so that's why we hug in the belly. Press into the palms of the hands, pressing up so we can feel this beautiful stretch all the way up the spine, even through the arms and down the legs. All right, let's anchor down that right foot, right heel. Inhale, left leg up this time, and exhale, float it forward. So make sure that you feel nice and steady here. We're going to drop the right hand down to the ground, take an inhale, left hand to the sky. Find that revolved twist. Pressing through that back heel, pressing through the front foot, and hugging those legs together towards the groin. Lots of activity here. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, left hand on the inside of the left foot. Go ahead and turn that right foot down so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, right hand to the sky. There's a huge spider floating about 2 feet away from me in his big, big web. How cool to just float around all day. That would be the life. All right, when you're ready, we're going to come into Warrior Two. So check into both feet, activate through the legs and through the belly, and draw yourself up when you're ready. Relax those shoulders. Bend into that front knee, making sure that you can see your big toe. And let's do Peaceful Warrior, taking a nice deep inhale, left hand to the sky, right hand reaches back. And exhale, forearm down to the thigh, right hand up. Exhale, inhale, left hand to the sky. This time, left hand can come all the way down to the ground if that feels good. Oh, there's a little spider on my foot now too. Inhale, breathe it up. And exhale, let's go down one more time. Gonna add one more here. And then on the inhale, you're gonna straighten out that front leg. And exhale, left hand down to your calf or a block or maybe even the ground, but we want that open chest. Let that inner thigh on the left leg rotate in just a little bit, pressing into the sole, the foot of the back leg. We've got lots of connection in our core. And we breathe. One more breath here. Start to bend into the knee in the front and windmill your hands down to the ground. And we're gonna turn our back heel up. So we come back into this low lunge. So I invite you here to find a nice spacing that will suit you as we move into high lunge. Drawing the hands above the head, relaxing the shoulders down, pressing the heel back. And then we're going to do that little flow on this side that we did on the other side. So let's find our goddess arms. And then when you're ready, big breath in, open up through that heart space. Elbows come back, hug the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, float the elbows and forearms towards one another, rounding through the spine. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fingertips to the heel, and press into those toes. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale, scoop up the energy, coming back into your high lunge. Settle that heel back. Exhale, goddess arms. 2 more times. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fingertips towards the heel and stretch through the leg all the way through the crown of the head. Inhale, scoop the energy up. Exhale, goddess arms. You got this. One more time. Take a break if you need to, and you can always drop that back knee. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, round it down. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, float it down. Stretch through the back of that foot. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, goddess arms. So good. Go ahead and take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to float down. Bring that right foot forward. Whoo, Lordy. Go ahead and find a little bit of movement here in the left leg and the right leg, working through the hips some. Whew, my hamstring's talking to me today. So good. All right, anchor down through the heels, roll yourself up, connecting to those thighs, the glutes, and the belly. Fingertips to the sky. And exhale, float those hands down. And we're going to do our tree on our right side this time. So find a space where you can rest your left foot down. Find that drishti in front of you, a couple of feet, something that's not moving around. Toe down, heel to the calf, or wrap the sole of the foot around the calf, give it a nice little hug, or you can come all the way up. And find a space for your hands that feels comfortable, so you can kind of get your stability here before you find any other movement. Find your breath. You know, for me, sometimes it helps to imagine that I have roots growing out of my feet, and somehow that helps me feel more stable. So if you're a visual person like I am, that might help. And then wherever you are, if you want to find a little bit of movement, if you feel sturdy and stable, maybe bringing those hands up to the sky. And maybe repeating to yourself, I am strong. Heck yeah. I got this. I am a pro at balancing. Not only my tree pose, but life. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on that second exhale, you're going to float the right leg across the left. There you go. And go ahead and bring those hands down to the hip. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And let's find that little number 7 shape again. So we're going to let the hips move back. We're lengthening through the spine. Oh yeah. Remember to pay attention to the knee. If the knee feels like it's being hyperextended, doesn't feel comfortable, make sure you give it a little bend. Goodness, I've seen all sorts of creepy crawlies. Spiders. I saw literally an earthworm that was like 8 inches long. And now there's a little caterpillar on the ground. I love it. They're enjoying this day too. And then when you're ready, if you'd like, you can bring the fingertips all the way down to the ground or to a block. Remember, you're honoring any space that doesn't feel good if you're stretching it out too far. Bend into those knees, and this time we're just going to float all the way down to the ground, finding a nice little seated position once again. And we're just going to do a forward fold here, so you can bring your forearms down to the ground or come down as far as feels comfortable, relaxing through the hips, the shoulders, the neck. Just take a couple of breaths here. I often wonder what dogs are saying to each other when they bark back and forth. Take one more breath here, softening the body, and then begin to walk the hands back up. And we're going to go ahead and come onto our back. So going with the bug theme, we're going to do some dead bugs here for a little bit of core. So go ahead and draw the knees up. So ideally, we want the knees above our hips. If that feels like too much, if you're, the key that you want to look for is to make sure that your low back isn't arching. You want it flat against the ground. So if that's the case, you could draw the knees in just a little bit closer to your chest. So knees are going to come to the, or hands are going to come to the knees. And we're going to take an inhale, left arm, left leg, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, bring them back. Inhale, reach right arm, right leg. Exhale, bring it back. Be careful of the arch in the back. Keep it going. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it in. Keep it going. Keep it going, just a few more here. So these dogs are just hilarious. All yakking. Oh, there's another one. All right, so we're going to do one more on each side. We began on the left, we're going to end on the right. And then when you're done, just draw those knees in, lifting the hips up off the ground. Find a nice little sway from side to side. Enjoying a little rolling of the ankles. And then we're just going to dip our knees to the left. Keep them bent. And then you're going to open up through the right side of the body, finding a nice little twist here. And if you want, you can take your left hand onto your right leg and kind of draw it closer to you. But please be careful here, especially if your low back feels a little tender. But that's a way that you can get a little deeper stretch. And if you need to, underneath your right shoulder, you can always pad with a blanket. If your right shoulder doesn't reach the ground, that's always a nice alternative. We're going to take just a few more breaths here. Good. When you're ready, engage the belly, roll yourself back to center. And we're just going to simply roll to the opposite side now. And same thing. And although you might find that this side is a little easier to twist into, maybe you find that it is a little bit more difficult, you need that padding behind the shoulder. Again, it goes back to just honoring your body, honoring how you feel and where you're at in this very, very moment. That's what yoga is all about, just being mindful of all that we do. It's very easy to get lost in just life. But it's also very easy to tune in, check in every once in a while, make sure you're doing all right. Just a few more breaths. Softening through the legs. And then on that next inhale, we're going to engage in the belly just a little and roll yourself back to center. Good. Find a gentle rock from side to side. Let's go ahead and find our happy baby here just for a moment. Nice little stretch through the glutes, through the hamstrings. Nice and easy. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way into our final resting pose. So let those legs reach out long and just indulge in a full-bodied stretch. So we're going to clasp the hands together, turn the palms out. Take a big inhale, stretch through the forearms, the arms. Feel a great stretch in the fingers all the way down through the chest and the belly, down through the legs, the calves, the toes. Stretch, 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 stretch. Take a big inhale, hug all the muscles in. And then when you're ready, relax. Draw the hands down by your side, or you can leave them above your head if that feels good. Whatever feels really awesome to you, that's what I want you to do. And then just find this space, this space of relaxation, softening through the face. Softening the shoulders and the arms, giving yourself permission to fully relax and release. And recognize if there's any space that kind of doesn't want to relax, and give it permission again. It's okay. You can rest here a little bit longer if you'd like. If you're ready to get on with your day, go ahead and start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a few deep, nourishing breaths. And go ahead and roll to one side. Take a few breaths here. And then as you're ready, go ahead and slowly, using your arms and hands to bring yourself back up into a seated position. Let your hands find your heart space. Maybe the chin dips slightly to the fingertips, bowing down in honor of you, of your practice, of your self-care. Thank you so much for being here today and joining me in my little neck of the woods. I hope the rest of your day, or wherever you are, maybe it's nighttime for you, wherever you are about to head into, I wish you the best. Namaste.